Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Media Mania Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the Media Maverick Mike Woden. Tonight, I'm joined by a very special guest, Yoeseph the Bear Ragnadov. Yoeseph, welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me here on Media Mania.
Of course, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me. I've been looking forward to hearing your story since we agreed to do the episode.
Of course, you're more than welcome to have me around.
So, tell me about how wrestling came to be something you chose, or I've seen a little bit when I was researching you, but I want to hear it from you. I want to hear how you came to get into professional wrestling.
Well, I used to watch professional wrestling since I was like a kid. I've been
Hmm.
introduced to it by my family, by action figures at first, and then I watched some couple like back in the old 1999 2000. That's like when Kane was the original Kane
Hmm.
and everything, like back in the old days, like WWF. And then after that, I was living in Iowa at that time, and we went back home to my country in Chechnya. uh, I ended up doing wrestling, sambo wrestling, and we did MMA. Most of my life we did like MMA, like sambo, Muay Thai, martial arts, and I did perform for amateur fights like for ACA, Emirates Empire, and FCR, but not all the way naturally as amateur. And I see a lot of my people going to the UFC, such
Yeah.
as if you heard of Habib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, and you see Islam Makhachev in UFC, and there's another
Hmm.
guy named Hamzat Shemaev where I'm from, and I said to myself, I see a lot of my people in the UFC. Why can't I just be that 1% of the Caucasus region in the professional wrestling to make things happen?
And you're making things happen. I from when I was researching you, I with all my guests. I'm gonna be a little open here. I'm gonna pull back the curtain on the podcast. Like for y'all that don't know, I research every guest that I have on this show, and from what I was researching about you, you've done very well for yourself joining professional wrestling.
I do the best I can. The best I can do is not just only for me, is I also want to do it for family, and I'm trying to create legacy with that.
So, so I have to ask you, what's with like the videos I see of you? What's with the hair? Like where does that come from?
That's the traditional hat. We call it a papaja. It's made out of a sheep, so it's a symbolic of our for the Caucasus people, all the Caucasus Mountain. So when you go to the Caucasus Mountains, such as um, like the country Georgia, the people they wear
Hmm.
that for traditional outfits, and also the Dagestan, Chechnya, Ingushetia. Like this is the Caucasus region in Russia, and that's all of us. We wear the hat. This represents our culture. So when I entered a ring and I'm in school with FTW. Right? That's where I train.
Hmm.
And I also went to VPW and the Clash Wrestling. You heard of the
Yep.
Clash Wrestling? So I
Hmm.
entered with that. Everybody say, "Oh, that's a nice wig." I'm like, "Okay, I'll leave it for a wig." They call it a wig. People think it's a wig. It's just a poofy hair, like like the A70 style. And
Yeah.
take it off, and they're like, I like the wig. Or some people call me the WWE Habib, the future Habib of the WWE. I'm like, okay. And some people see me symbolic as the vibe of Batista, but as the Russian version.
Hmm.
So the hat is
Got
represents it symbolize a person. Back then, back in 1859, there was like a war between imperialism of Russia and the Caucasus region. So a lot of the
okay.
tribes actually wears that. So I want to be the only person who wears that hat and symbolism in wrestling. For there is a Caucasus person actually in the professional wrestling. He's trying to make his
Okay.
way up and make it symbolic to everybody else, and when it comes to other people can wear it, that people know that I'll be around. So people wearing it in the UFC, so I want to make that happen in the in any company of a professional wrestling.
I respect that. And I see you're wearing, I don't know if I might be wrong, but you're wearing a Rock t-shirt, right? Is that a Rock t-shirt that you're wearing right now?
Yes, Under Armour, the Rock T-shirt. So I want to do my own. I hopefully I want. Under Armour to sponsor me for the Bear, and I'm still working on my merch for shirts, t-shirts, and hats, and it's coming up soon. I don't even. I'm trying to make things work right now, and I'm still working on my merch, and I have a lot of merch idea. So I'm going one by one by now because I have so many ideas for
Yeah.
when it comes to merch. So
Oh, I would definitely. Whenever you come out with your first shirt, I would definitely buy one of your shirts.
don't worry, I'll send you when I get things ready. I'll send you your number one. I'm gonna send it to you to straight through the link.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
no problem.
So,
So my day. Oh, what are you gonna ask me? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, have you had any notable like from the time you've joined professional wrestling? Have you had any notable opponents? Have you gotten to share the locker room with anyone that you would want, like that you wanted to share the locker room with for a long time?
Not at all. No. I haven't shared with anybody in the locker room. I was like this guy who's silent, and it's like I look at everybody else. I've been with a lot of people in the locker room. I've never like got to anybody. I just say hello to everybody, and I just look at everybody.
Have you
It's
gotten
like
to
my
work with
first.
like any legends or anything?
Oh yeah, work with some legends like what's his name, Gary Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary. I had a match with Gary and also with Jason Dugan on FAW.
Okay.
It was like I was in a team called the Russian Gangsters. I don't know if you heard of the Russian Gangsters with the Manimal Volkov, and they have the real Drago in it, and he put me
Okay.
in it, and that was like my first debut on with the Russian Gangsters. But in May 16, last May 16 this
Hmm.
year, tag team championship against Mad Dog versus Russian Gangsters, and we lost. And that match was like a complicated. It wasn't that bad for me, but it was like, yeah, it's okay. I bit challenged Gary Wolf, and I also faced against Austin Aries 4-on-4 match. It-
Oh wow.
yeah, it's like they are like the people who I go against. The main people I ever get against is Austin Aries and Gary Wolf and Jason Dugan.
Like I'm gonna say Austin area, like that's a very notable. Like he used to be in TNA and WWE, so that's awesome. You got to be in a match with him.
Yeah, it was like only one time, and I'm looking for more. I'm looking forward for more people who wants to go against me, and I'm very welcome to anybody who wants to go against me. And I love, and plus where I come from, I love to fight. So that's all I want to do for a living is just fight. I live in the I live in the modern world, and my mind is like the gladiator days or the
Yeah.
warrior days. That's what I think about. I tell people I
So
only like to fight. I don't like anything else.
so have you taken any inspiration from your Muay Thai and UFC? Because you said you used to do Muay Thai and all that. Have you taken any of that and like used it since you started professional wrestling? Have you taken any of that style into how you wrestle?
I took Sambo, that's like a Russian wrestling, into
Hmm.
wrestling, and I used MMA in wrestling, but the only thing they told me not to do is the happy feet. When martial artists they move their feet so
Hmm.
much,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I gotta start to remember this. There's no so don't do so much happy feet, and then
Yeah.
I can use that later in the ring. And I'm still in the process. I've been doing professional wrestling for a year now for training. My coaches are like Mike Mondo and Natalia Markova and Brian Idol from NWA. And I also popped up in NWA couple episodes as a security guard, backing up Lattimore, and also because they were going against, he's going against Thrillbilly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all. I'll have to go back and watch some clips to see if I can spot you.
right. It's a lot. This wrestling journey for me, it's still a beginning, and I'm still looking forward to go more and more. I'm trying to make the bear go popular as because I've know there was a guy called himself the Russian Bear is like the
Hmm.
sign of the Soviet Union. I'm like, and somebody called me the Russian Bear. I'm like, I don't want to be the Russian Bear. I just want to be the bear.
So
Like you
speaking
know
of,
how.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, what do you think about all these wrestlers like that use like their Russian or their backgrounds from Russia as into the like how they put it into their character like say Rusev like how he like for a long time he interpreted his Russian heritage into his character in WWE.
as Rusev as before with the medal and the long hair, the Russian flag at the
Hmm.
same time. I kind of like that gimmick, but at the same time, most of the Russian wrestlers they represent the Soviet Union or just Russia itself. A lot of people told me I should do the same, but I'm like, no, I want to represent Chechnya. And some people told me do not show them that flag because they don't know where you're from. They don't know where you come from because it's not recognizable to the world.
Yeah.
We're like colonized by Russia. I'm like, no, I want to be that number one. I don't want to be that guy who's is from Russia. They do put on the name every time I do my entrance. The announcer does
Hmm.
say Chechnya, Russia. It doesn't need to say Grozny, Chechnya, because it's not recognizable for the world. Only like some part of
Yeah.
Europe and Middle East. But I want to make it happen in the United States. But I do like people who's like what's his name? Dragonov,
Hmm.
Elijah yeah, like
Yeah.
he's from Russia. I mean, most like I don't like it's too much Soviet Union. Like every person, whoever any Russian person's been a professional wrestler, always represent them as the Soviet Union and as the bad guy. Like between Rocky and Drago, like the movie,
Hmm.
it always
Yeah.
brings me it every time I hear about American guy versus a guy from Russia. It always brings me back to the Rocky movie. Like
It
they
does. It very much does.
it repeats over and over and over. A guy from United States versus someone from Russia. It brings me back the Rocky movie vibe. I'm like,
They're they're actually. I went to an indie wrestling show a couple months ago, and there's a wrestler. He's billed from Russia, and he uses the Dragunov name and for his character.
mm. there's lots of there's lots of Dragonov. There's lots of man. There's a lot of the same names. There's a lot of the same energy, the same style,
Hmm.
but different custom. It gets different gears.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Sometimes they
Hmm.
have the same gear of the Soviet symbol. Uh,
Yeah.
as me myself, I don't like Soviet Union
Yeah.
because what happened between the history between the Caucasus region and the imperialism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with you were talking about gear, do you make your own gear that you wear to the ring, or do you have someone else make your gear for you?
Well, I have someone make my gear for me, so my gear is in the process of. I already made my design of a gear, but I have someone making it for me right now, so it's not totally completed. So it's not super complicated. So I basically wear plain black as a first gear for a wrestler,
Hmm.
like for a starter
Yep.
is everything in black, Batista vibe, and
Hmm.
everything just the elbow pads, knee pads, and the trunk size and the boots.
Yep.
I'll start with black first, and then I can add something to it later. So it's all about like you need to create a gear idea um, when it comes to that one gear that you're wearing. Put something small first, and then you can add something big to it. Some
Yeah.
people don't take time for it to think what kind of symbols they want to put on their gears. So I always start with the
So,
plain black first, and then
yeah.
in the future I'll add more.
So, what do you think? Like, if you had to say, like, because you see these fans, they say, "Oh, it's not that expensive to become a wrestler." What do you say to that? Like when they say it's not that expensive to be a wrestler?
I kind of agree. I agree what they say. It's not expensive to become a wrestler. First of all, you're paying for a class. That's number one. The class is
Hmm.
important for any local school around you. Go to. If it's cheap, then go. No problem.
Yeah.
The only thing, I mean, you're not spending. If you're traveling, gas. Well, so you got school, you got
Yep.
gas, you got gears. Gears is
Hmm.
like worry about gears a little by little. Like compare bodybuilding to
Yeah.
wrestling. Wrestling, you're only buying gears and also you're paying for class, you're paying for membership for a gym, and you only and that's mostly it. And be creative on your own if you can. But if you're doing bodybuilding, you're spending $400 on food every week.
Yeah.
Because I did bodybuilding back then, like 2, 3 years ago,
Hmm.
and plus you got like supplements, and more food, more food as
Yeah.
I can. But I do agree with some people say wrestling is cheap. Being a wrestler is cheaper than anything else. But which is this is I will definitely agree because I had the experience being a bodybuilder, and at the same time, um, I see how expensive that get. And then when I switch to a professional wrestler, it become easier for me.
Yeah, but you also got to think like from the from the wrestlers I've interviewed, they've always said it's more because you have to pay for your hotel sometimes, your food, your gas, your
I
gear.
would say gas and gear, and hotels. Yeah, hotels. I haven't been in a hotel, no, because I've been traveling around Florida, so I haven't been outside the state yet. Um,
Okay.
if let's say like promoters who say I'll pay for your hotel, sure, why not? Or pay for your flight, okay, no problem. Or some people they actually drive, or they don't mind
Yeah.
driving. Yeah, I do mind driving. I would pay for flight ticket or hotel, no problem. I mean, if it depends where you're going and where you're staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, always have to be creative. Where you're going, where you're staying, how is the drive, or your direction to go. Always find a way to make things less expensive. If you don't care about money that much, then spend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's all
are there?
about budget. It's all about budget. It's
It
all
is.
about how you run your life.
It is. So are there any promotions on the indie wrestling scene that you want to work with, and is there any opponents that are currently on the indie scene that you want to work with?
Oh, um, I'm welcoming any indie shows that I want to work with. I'm down for any indie shows. And ever since I got into indie shows, I stopped watching WWE for a little bit because my focus on going on locals first.
Yeah.
You go everything step by step. So I want to work
Mhm.
with Clash.
Yeah.
Clash is good. I like Clash, and I do like Mexican luchador wrestling.
Mhm.
I've seen them around here, like in San Pete or in Orlando. Um,
Have you gotten to check out CCW yet?
No, I did. I haven't been. I want to work with CCW. I did thought about that, and also I've seen CCW. It looks good.
Mhm.
It has Alexei, which is have you heard of
Mhm.
Alexei the wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like it's called the Body. He's
Mhm.
I've seen this guy at my gym before, and I worked with him also as a tag team partner against Austin Aries. Um, he's in CCW, and I'm looking forward to work with CCW if they want the bear in the CCW first. Um,
Yeah. And I gotta say, you were talking about it. You were getting trained by Mike Mondo and other guys from the NWA. I gotta say that for a year into your professional wrestling career, you've already gotten to work with so many like big names that are big right now on the scene, like Mike Mondo, Austin Aries, and all.
Gary
And
Wolf from
yeah,
ECW.
and then you got the idol from NWA. And you got to work, and you got to be a security guard for Tom Latimer and the NWA and all that. You've had a year into your career, you've already done what a lot of people don't get to do in their first year.
Right. I like every time they have an NWA show in Florida, I'm always there. I always go like with FTW. So the FTW school always go to NWA show, and there's some other people also come to the NWA show, which is some other schools that I don't know of,
Hmm.
or some promoters go. And so I met some promoters. I met some people, some wrestlers that I've seen on TV, some wrestlers I've seen them in other indie shows I've been in. Um, but my main focus is to play the role. If they told me to do that role, I'll get in. And then they told me, hey, you're in the match. I have my gear ready anytime I want, even wherever I go. If they told me, hey, I want you there as a guest, and I say okay, but my gear is totally ready. I'm always ready for action.
So if you live in how you said you go to Orlando quite a bit, do you ever get to see the performance center?
No, no, not. I haven't get to see the performance center yet. No, I only been in Orlando this time twice. For that.
Okay.
Never get the chance yet, but I am planning for it also. Even if they have an NXT soon, I'm definitely going to go watch.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool. You get to go to the performance center and get to actually see like an authentic NXT show because that's where NXT started from was the performance center.
Right. I mean, I seen the performance center. I passed by it, but I've not actually like
Yeah,
been in there. But it's my goal also to go check it, to go there.
yeah.
Hmm.
I yeah. One of my favorite female wrestlers on the indie scene. She was just working for CCW, and she got signed to a WWE NXT contract.
Uh,
Nikki Blackheart.
Nikki Blackheart. Nikki Blackheart is
Yeah.
good. I like Nikki Blackheart. There's another
Mhm.
girl. She signed with the WWE. What's her name? She used to be in the NWA. Um, she is like a tag team with what you call her? Uh, she's like an NWA national television championship
Um,
or women's
I can't.
championship. Nieves,
Uh,
Tiffany Nieves.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she.
did. So you were saying like how you chose the bear, like how did you just pick it right away, or did it just kind of like people just kept calling you that, you just said, okay, I'm gonna go by this?
Well, about the bear is funny story. Uh, every in my country back home, we actually wrestle bears for a
Yeah.
living. Like we all do wrestle bears as a childhood. We wrestle a cub. As you know, when you're a kid, you wrestle a cub, and then when you grow a little, you wrestle a mama bear. When you grow even bigger, you you face the papa bear, and then the bear is like your pet. And plus, the bear is a national symbol of our country.
Mm-hmm.
And people look at me and are like, "Oh my God, you look like a bear. You look like a bear. You look like a bear." Like any other way around. Like in different countries, they
Mm-hmm.
use the word "you look like a bear" like as a big person. And then when I
Yeah.
came to United States and I thought about in English the bear, the bear, the bear. I'm like, I like it. I'm like, I like people call me back home. Oh, you look like a bear. Like as like they teasing you or like an insult. But when I go to the United States, if they say the bear, like you think about it, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's an animal. Oh, he's a bear.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll take the bear better because there's so many wrestlers back in WWE. You have the Animal, the Batista, you have the
Mm-hmm.
Rock, Dwayne Johnson, you have the what you call
The beast Brock
the
Lesnar.
Beast Brock Lesnar, and I want to be told. And there's no the bear, so I want to be that bear.
A first time they yeah, a first like it's never been done in WWE, so yeah, it'd be a first time thing.
Right. If that
That's it.
opportunity comes up, that will be like the biggest dream of my life. It's not just my dream, it's also like for back back in my country and also my family. My whole family watched WWE. They watch most of them UFC and I told my family, "Hey, I'm going to do professional wrestling." They're like, "Hey, let us know when you become in a WWE." I'm like, it's not it's not as how you think. You can't go into WWE just like that. That's why I came to
No.
Florida. I live in Florida just because to do professional wrestling.
Yeah. So, do you want to be do you play a heel right now, or do you play a face right now? Are you a good guy right now, or are you a bad guy?
I would say a heel. I like being a heel first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and plus, you know how he is. What's his name? Roman Reigns. He's like the
Mm-hmm.
face, but he doesn't
Yeah.
talk. He looks like a heel. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I like to go for as well. Like he's like the tribal chief. I want to be like the King Bear. Like I'm sorry, the bear, but at the same time, I look like a heel, but I like to be the face at the same time. It's like Batman. He's always angry, but people loves Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So,
sometimes they
yeah.
have like angry faces and they just don't talk. They just look at like a bad guy, a badass, and that people love him because of his personality. But for now,
Yeah.
I like being a heel more. It's it shows my aggression being the bear.
Do you ever cut promos in like the language they speak in your country? Do you ever try to cut promos in that language?
No,
No.
no, because that language was not. Um, even people from Russia don't understand the language that I speak of. Like I met I met some people from Russia, but they speak Russian to me, and I'm like, I speak my language, which is I do understand Russian, but when I speak the Chechen language, the Chechen dialect of Russian, they don't understand
Hmm.
what I'm saying. It's like a total tribe. It's like a total different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
I don't think I should do a promo with um with my language unless if the international press said so, like, oh, we want a guy from from Chechnya, and actually speaking the Chechen language. Say like a
yeah,
message to everyone who's watching. I would say it, yeah.
yeah,
But for now, people, which is I live in the United States, people need someone from a different region, and but he's speaking English.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, where does the Bear see himself for the rest of 2026? Like, what do you see yourself like for the rest of 20? What do you have planned for the rest of 2026? Do you have any big matches coming up? All right, what do you got planned?
I have a plan. I have a match coming on August 22nd for FAW, Florida
Hmm.
All Star Wrestling, and they have in Spring Hill, Florida. So that's my only matches coming up right now, and as but my goal for this 2026 is to promote myself more on Instagram, also on
Hmm.
Facebook, and also doing brand new promos. I haven't done promos as only just one or twice. Still working on the promos when it comes to Bear because my personality is more like serious but silent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but so I'm
Hmm.
working on my speaking through the camera. Um, but this 2026, I am hoping like this July, August, and until the end of the year, I'm still looking forward for more matches coming up for me, and I'm trying to make it so big right now. And also for the next year, I want it to be hopefully in the NWA. So I'm improving more of my journey with the training, and also with
Hmm.
personality as the Bear.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
for anyone that watches this podcast that has not heard of the Bear yet, what would like? How would you explain yourself to them? Like introduce yourself to them for the first time if they discover you through this podcast.
Like right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when they look, well, first of all, when they look at me, it's like, who is the Bear? It was like the Bear just came out from a war, and he just forged through the blizzard, and he just came out from the mountains, and he's ready to conquer the ring. And whenever I step to the ring, it's gonna shake.
Well,
Like I'll
I,
be like the next Brock Lesnar, and somehow like I like even me myself, I see myself fighting Brock Lesnar. Like I said, I want to fight anybody. Give me anybody.
okay.
Give me anybody. Yeah, like if you want to see the Bear, give me anybody.
Well, if you had to leave our fans with anything before we close the show, what would you leave them with?
The Bear is coming.
The Bear's coming.
The Bear is coming.
Well, I want to thank you, Yosef, for coming on the show this evening. I've enjoyed getting to hear your story and having some cool conversations. And I can't wait to see what the Bear does next in professional wrestling.
I can't wait too. And I really appreciate you having me here. And you are more than welcome to having me here anytime.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. So, well, for anyone that has ever watched an episode of the Media Mania podcast, you know how this goes, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, as always, the Media Maverick Mike Weldon. This has been my awesome guest, Yosef the Bear Ragnadov, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.